He struck you when you saw him play straight away. There's something special with this guy.
It takes a special talent to wake a club from its slumber.
He's the greatest signing Arsenal's made and will ever make.
Dennis Bergkamp became revered as the catalyst for change at one of English football's oldest clubs.
It was almost like he was picking the ball up and putting it there with his hands. Such was the quality.
A record breaker.
He's a great player with great technique.
A national icon.
He is and was the best player that I played with.
An artist.
Whether he had to pass, whether he had to shoot, whether he had to, go backwards or square, he always seemed to pick the right decision.
Simply put, one of the finest players of his generation.
He was the beauty of the game.
Het gaat in de halve finale komen. Ik heb opeens zo'n gevoel dat we in de halve finale gaan komen met het balbezit voor Frank de Boer. Frank de Boer speelt de bal heel goed naar Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp! Dennis Bergkamp neemt de bal aan! Dennis Bergkamp! Dennis Bergkamp! Dennis Bergkamp! Dennis Bergkamp! Dennis Bergkamp!
Back in Milan, injury and fatigue, combined with apathy from supporters and a mutual disenchantment with the press. And when Massimo Moratti took charge and promised to invest heavily in the club, Bergkamp's Italian career was over. But the best was yet to come.
Well, I played against Dennis in '92 at Wembley against Holland, and he scored an absolutely amazing goal that day, and I thought, he surely didn't mean that. That was a bit fluky. Did it come off his shin? And then when I got to work with Dennis and trained with him every day, I realised that, no, he meant every bit of it.
Arsenal had paid a club record of just under €9 million. Manager Bruce Rioch had pulled off a real coup.
Dennis Bergkamp was always a real big name. We was all really looking forward to it. As soon as they signed Dennis from Inter Milan under Bruce Rioch, he must take a lot of praise for that, because he was the man who brought Dennis in. We couldn't wait to see what sort of player he was.
He had a flexibility, almost like a ballet dancer, the way that he could go off from foot to foot. His balance was amazing. And he had a simplicity of movement as well. If he wanted to receive the ball behind, he just a small movement towards the ball and he was away.
He was a clever player, Dennis. He'd get into little areas where people can't pick him up. The midfielder couldn't, because he was going backwards. The centre-half couldn't, because he'd be drugged out of position as well. And he knew that, so he knew how to get into little areas, and we knew how to find him.
It was very easy to find him, and he would come and speak to you as an individual and say, look, this is the first move isn't for you, it's for the defender. So it was very easy to form a relationship with him.
Bergkamp initially struggled in England. He failed to score in his first 7 matches, but the run wouldn't last. His talent and desire were simply too strong.
I think Dennis was ahead of us, with everything he did in his life and the way that he played his football. That wouldn't be the first time Dennis has been ahead of everybody. He wouldn't really eat at the training ground. He had to have certain food that he ate. Of course, all of that was in place when Arsene Wenger eventually came in. Passes that were available for him, the players making the movement, Arsene Wenger put all that into place. It must have been a joy for Wenger to have somebody of that quality because that was what we were going to aspire to.
He had an exceptional technical quality, great vision, and great skill, very skillful to finish. But as well, he added something to his game that was elegance, class, and he struck you when you saw him play straight away. There's something special with this guy, and even today, all the former players who played with him said he is the player, you know, the player that remains in your brain, that the player who remains in your head, because he had something special.
With Bergkamp the fulcrum, all the elements were now in place. Supporters were seeing a new Arsenal that combined flair and power, which was setting the standard for the modern elite. It was the season which saw Bergkamp make an indelible mark on English football.
The 97-98 season, he was amazing. I think the hat-trick he scored against Leicester at Filbert Street was brilliant.
And was the best player that I played with. Yes, Dennis Bergkamp. It's crazy. The guy was always giving 100% in training, playing hard. You know, his understanding of the game. He was always doing what the game was asking him to do.
In 2003, this strike against Oxford saw Dennis reach another personal milestone as he scored his 100th goal for the club. The following season saw Arsenal achieve the seemingly impossible. Their team of 2003-2004 will forever be known as the Invincibles. It was the first time an English side had completed a Premier League season without losing a single match. Arsene and Arsenal had made history. The elegant Bergkamp had already supplied the Arsenal faithful with countless memories. But it couldn't last forever. He retired in 2006 as the Arsenal fans paid tribute by celebrating Bergkamp Day. The crowd wore the orange of Holland, and against West Bromwich Albion, Bergkamp scored the late winner. It was the perfect farewell.
Well, the streets of Highbury still empty. Everyone's still inside this new stadium to see the end of Dennis Bergkamp. And a remarkable presentation. They're giving them more presents than a kid at Christmas, one of which, ironically, is a picture of a sailboat